Welcome to Football Manager 2017. This is my game with Wigan in the year 2034. The 2034-35 season to be precise. And this is my next league game, which is home against Cardiff. This is the fourth league game of the season, and I'm currently first by some miracle. And Cardiff are one of those teams which are being touted for relegation this season, which is the same as I am. And Barkley passed a fitness test and should be limited to 60 minutes. He's not going to even get 5 minutes, so far it's been an immensely successful season. I have no idea how or why. Yes, I strengthened the squad, but I didn't think the squad I'd put together was this good. I still don't think it's that good, to be honest. My current dilemma or problem is Lee Harwood's contract expires at the end of the year, and I tried offering him a new one, and we are so far apart on what he's demanding and what I'm willing to pay that, good though he may be, he's not brilliant, but he's good enough, and he's still relatively young at the age of 24, that whilst I might like to keep him, considering what his agent is demanding for him, I don't think we're going to come to an agreement, so I've got to start looking for a right back. I may not need to actually purchase the right back until the end of the season, or at least the mid-season point. However, I've got to start thinking about the future. And whilst I could use James Riley, or I've got a backup down here somewhere. Oh no, have I got backup down here? No, I put my backup back in the under-23s. There's another backup in the under-23s who's not great, but I could carry one bad player. I've got to look to the future, but of course I'm £500,000 in debt, or the club is £500,000 in debt. My transfer budget, the bit of it remains, is less than £500,000. So I'm scouting around looking for a cheap potential right back replacement. I'd probably go and get one before the transfer deadline, but that's life. Cardiff are playing in red. Should be interesting, and apparently I'm not trying to cripple their forward, according to my assistant manager's opposition instructions. And carry straight on where you finished the last match. This is exactly the same team that went out and started the last match, and I will try at some point to probably put on a couple of substitutes just to rotate a couple of people in and keep them up to match fitness, depending how the game's going. If I'm being slaughtered, then I'm definitely putting on a couple of substitutes. If I'm winning easily, I'm putting on a couple of substitutes. If it's a tight game, then I may or may not put on substitutes. The logic that most people would tend to use under these type of circumstances. But I do want to start using more of my squad, because as the season progresses and injuries start occurring and fitness becomes a concern, I need them to be able to fit in and actually be able to play at a moment's notice. I thought you were going to shoot there, Heaton. Oh no, a great goal for the left back. Pity he's not mine, pity he belongs to Watford, because that man is becoming a star for Wigan. And if I could afford to buy him, I think I would. But literally that would take a mass infusion of cash right now, which is not likely to happen unless someone comes in and buys one of my players who's got a release clause. And we're a few days away from the transfer deadline as well. Eek. Ooh, you made that look harder than it should have been, Kennett. And apparently I'm the fourth net biggest spender in this division during this transfer window. I've dropped down from the second biggest spender. And I think I brought in more people than anybody else, but Brighton, I think, have sold the most people, having got rid of 19 of their team. we're playing very pretty football again. And of course, just thought I'd mention this, we are top of the table. And if this result was to stand as it currently is, I would remain top of the table. The only team in the division with a perfect winning record. We're getting cocky with the passing again. Unlucky Wedderburn, you almost got that on target. Almost 20 minutes in. A relatively peaceful game with one moment of true brilliance from my left back. I'm just wondering if Cardiff are actually going to respond to it or if they're going to make a mistake. Why did you stand there and wait for the ball to land, Wedderburn, instead of going to it? That's basic stuff they teach school kids. Oh, unlucky. Oh, you get to claim that goal. I think Perez had more to do with that goal than you did, Burke. No, that's his name, not an insult. Although, it could be taken as either. And it was a good header back across the goal, and it was a well-struck shot, but if it hadn't hit Perez, Kennett might have actually got to it. C'est la vie. I started this season exceptionally well. I'm expecting it to start to go wrong at some point. Oh! That did look a tad vicious. Normally you don't see your players go down quite that dramatically in the penalty area unless they've been shot. So either Harwood was overplaying that, or he did actually get badly pushed there. Oh, I thought that'd been saved. Mr. Wedderburn is paying back his £1 million fee that I paid to Arsenal for him, which I'm very happy about. Once again, a throw-in of mine that goes to their player first. I mean, luckily we recovered from it. Ooh, that could have so easily been a 3-1 lead. Again, all credit to the Reckonist for this formation. Put it on the Steam Workshop, but I like this formation because the team plays nice football whilst playing it. Whether I win, lose or draw with it, well, that is important, but I do tend to like formations that play nice football, and this one certainly qualifies for that distinction. Well, it's a nice sliding tackle. Pity it ended up with the opposition. Chamberlain came flying back there to commit to that flying sliding tackle. Not too bad, Heaton. You weren't that far away. I still prefer you over Thomas and Brewster, who are my previous free kick takers so far. Birmingham are getting slaughtered by Portsmouth, one of the teams that came up from League One at the end of last season with me. I say with me, I pretty much sneaked up with them. There's still room for improvement, guys, and Mr. Michael Wilson, who since I've signed him, I've had 2 offers to take this guy out on loan, which I think is a nice indictment of how good he might be. But he's going to start the second half just because my star left back has got yet another yellow card and I don't want to risk him being sent off. Nice tackle, Wilson. He kicked the man in the shins and then took the ball off him. I like your style. and the fact you got away with it, which is one of the reasons I tend to like your style even more. That was a good ball by Heaton, and Harwood once again disappoints me. Yes, the more I study you, Harwood, the less I'm starting to like you after our little contract failure to come to an agreement. If you continue to be this noticeable in your less than stellar play, you might have a quick end to your career at Wigan. I'm thinking that in the January transfer window, I might be seriously trying to bring in your replacement. Oh, good ball. It was lucky to stop that with his bend down and stick one hand out approach to goalkeeping. Well, I've kind of dominated the play since the restart. Hasn't actually got me a goal or anything, but I've definitely dominated the play. Oh, good ball, Wilson. Poor cross, Turner. I'm being out-fouled by Cardiff. Bunch of Welsh thugs. Oh, Birmingham are being slaughtered 4-0 now by Portsmouth. That's one of the things I was thinking of. Again. I got 21,000 fans in the ground for this one. That should be a reasonably nice payday as far as gate receipts go. Yes, up to this point I haven't been concerned about money with Wigan, but being in debt and my transfer budget now being limited due to the spending, I didn't think that foul was that bad to warrant a red card, I must admit. Feel sorry for the poor Cardiff guy. I don't think that warranted a red card. It looked, yes, yellow card worthy maybe, but certainly not a straight red. Okay. Obi-Wan, you come off, and that can be Berry. And we've got Glade on as well. I'll use 3 substitutes. Whoa! Well, a nice tap in for 10-man Cardiff here. I don't think there's much you can do to stop a goal like that. Once it comes back off the bar, it's just a matter of where it lands. But it was good of Higgins to get in a good header to start with, and Reed was just in the right place when the ball landed. All credit to Higgins for that one, I think. Oh, good cross. Oh, nice shot, Wilson. And amazingly the ball ended up with you, but that was a well taken goal. Scoring on your debut. And I'm back up in first. Yes, Harwood blasted it, could have gone anywhere, but it fell nicely for Wilson, who put it in the far corner rather well. I think to be Fulham 5, Brighton 0 and Cambridge drawing with Villa. Fulham 5, Brighton 1 now. The goals are coming thick and fast in other games. I think Cardiff could feel pretty aggrieved, A, to have a man sent off, and then B, to not snatch a point out of this one. I'm glad I got all 3. I'm going to get all 3 points. But I think Cardiff will have a fair point to feel aggrieved over this. They were unlucky. I assume I survived the 2 minutes of added time. Oh, Vedderburn's going to take a free kick. That was actually on target. Nice header there from Reed, but my defence was back and covering. It's the first time it's really been exposed this game, and it was potentially exposed on set pieces, so I might have to think about that for training. Oh, I thought you were going to take another shot from there then, Wilson. See, that looked as bad as the foul where the guy got sent off. So I really don't know how their player got sent off for what looked like a pretty innocuous foul. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The 3 points are mine. You can't think of anything that needs addressing after that. I will tell the boys it was a good win. Wilson got player of the match. A bit surprising considering he was only a second half substitute. Just curious. Oh, Birmingham are now down in 20th. That's what you should get for not loaning me your left back when I asked for him. Well, a total of 3 points. Whereas Wigan, in all their glory, have got 12 points from 4 games, which I must admit is a type of point total I was expecting more from after about 10 games. And Wilson made his debut, and he was on form, yada yada yada. And the press conference. Yes, I'm not going to get cocky about this. But it was a good performance, and the press conference was mainly about Michael Wilson, who deserved the plaudits. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. As always, I hope you enjoyed to one degree or another, and hopefully I will see you down the road.